So today we're going to cover how to evaluate your story, and we already have started talking a little bit about this, and then we're going to continue by talking about nutrition and finally give you some menus or some ideas of what things to eat. Sort of like a chart for you to follow if you wanted to follow a diet that's very low in calories and that is good for you. So all of us have a story that others have told us most of the times about ourselves. And normally these parts of our story have been told by our parents at the beginning, and then teachers and family, and before we were born and during our early formative years. And I mean, can you remember everything from year 1 to year 7 of your life? But probably not. But you certainly remember some of the most important things. And most of the times you remember things that others told you and the way that others acted around you. So I want you to go through this list and just, you can come up with your own adjectives, but, be fair to yourself. But my parents always told me that I was smart, beautiful, lazy, a mistake, intelligent, bright, lovely, cute, a bookworm. So you get it here. You write as many as 10 adjectives of things that you have heard your parents or main authority figures to say or tell you directly. And these adjectives can be positive, can be neutral, or can be negative. And how do you measure versus others today? So not writing adjectives or things that you remember your coworkers or bosses or peers or colleagues to say about you today. And so where do you see those adjectives apply in your life today? Are you applying more adjectives that of things that you told yourself, or are you applying more adjectives that were used by your parents, authority figures? And then tend to look, how are your adjectives? Are they neutral? Are they negative? Are they positive? Sometimes this kind of give you an idea of if you're utilizing negative self-talk to about yourself constantly, and and how this affects you in the present. So, for example, if you think you're outgoing, you might plan a lot of events or get-togethers with friends. Whether you think that you lack conversation skills, you might be shy from speaking events or from dating. So obviously all of these is affecting you also as well. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that somebody's impression of you doesn't have to become your reality, right? So someone's impression of you does not have to become your reality. All right, so now that we talk about NLP, and I think we talk about how to learn things about yourselves that that maybe we need to work on and grow through these things. Let's talk about nutrition healing and which are the fat-burning foods that we need to be eating. As you can see, and I love this chart because it has all these pictures and it describes very well the things that you should be eating. Either that being you're eating a very low calorie diet, or maybe trying to quit some of the calories or cut some of the calories, but still eating a little bit of everything. For endomorphs, the natural starchy carbs and whole grains should be maybe a weekly thing, once in a while thing, especially if you're doing the diet. Whether other body types might be better, with different blood types than O negative positive, they might be better at dealing with that. So especially after you start getting a certain age, some of the starches kind of build up in your gallbladder, and if you're having already imbalances due to hormonal issues, that might be causing pain. And sometimes you can get different things that happen to you physically, like for example skin rashes or gluten allergies and things like that. So all weight loss programs have some kind of food plan along with it. The thing that they never tell you is that diets and nutrition programs per se are very unforgiving. So once you start a diet, obviously you're trying to stay away in the very low calorie diet for endomorphs, you want to stay away from all starches, for example. If you stick to your diet, however, the diet will give you results, and you can see that every day you'll be losing at least between 0.2 to 2.2 pounds a day. The problem is that, like myself, we all want results right away, especially when you have been battling with weight loss for a long time. And so, for somebody that's upset with losing weight, this means weeks. However, it could take months. So what I want you to think about is, it is better to start eating half of the calories you're eating now, even if it's not a very low calorie diet. But if you're cutting half of the calories, let's say you were eating 2,400 and now you're eating 1,000 calories. Well, you're already losing calories every day. If you incorporate a little bit of exercise once in a while, you're gonna lose weight. But it might not be in the time frame that you want. It might not be 6 weeks. It might take 12 weeks. It might take 3 months. It might take 6 months. So just be patient. Things that I will never recommend personally is prepackaged foods such as those of, and I'm just putting a brand here, but I'm pretty sure there are more brands that do the same thing, like Nutrisystem, for example. Now, there are some people that have lost weight on the Nutrisystem system, and have been used by millions of people around the globe. Myself, I did a little investigation, and I found out that Nutrisystem uses a sugar alcohol molecule that is not good for some people, and it is a synthetic alcohol molecule, and that they burn into the prepackaged foods that is actually conducive to affect the hypothalamus and other in the stomach, and so you might have stomach issues with it. So I like to if you're gonna do a diet, I would recommend that you do something that is natural without fillers or synthetic foods, because our goal in here is to balance our gallbladder, liver, and kidneys, which are already having a hard time if you're overweight processing all the sugar that we're trying to get rid of. And then if we throw again unnatural molecules, then it can cause your body to go into for a spin. And you might not see the weight loss that you want to see, or you might be feeling sick. So my recommendation is that you go to a Nutri-Patch or Whole Food stores, and these stores are growing everywhere. You can find organic, natural, fresh fruits and vegetables, supplements at very cheap prices. Our main goal for you is not only to lose weight, this is a side effect, but it is to balance hormones and neurotransmitters in your body that have been neutralized and tired by the years of toxicity and abuse. You can even begin by just switching to eat well, an organic diet without going into a diet of sorts, and you'll see the change in your mood and your stamina and in your body immediately. So what things can you eat? And just by eating fruits, vegetables, fish, the answer is pretty much anything. The trick is to always think, is this healthy? How many calories is this? So you just have to be more aware of what you're eating. Look at the boxes and labels and try to avoid unnatural fats and sugar or corn syrups. After, let's say that your calories 1,200 calories and it's 5 p.m. and you already eaten the 1,200 calories that you said you were going to eat that day, and you're still hungry. Drink water. Try to fast for 2 or 3 hours until it's time to go to bed, and then wait until the next morning. And by doing this repeatedly, you will go achieving success, and your body will not ask for sugar anymore. So we're going to put some of the nutrition, different tables. So fish, fruits, and vegetables in general have the lowest calories, and chicken and turkey can also be good, although endomorphs have more of a problem digesting chicken and turkey versus fish, vegetables, and meats. Eggs also can be used as a substitution for lunch. I recommend that you do scrambled eggs in the morning. And instead of having lunch with friends and having bacon and biscuit with gravy, French toast, eggs, try eggs Florentine or a veggie omelette. These will keep you full, and the calories are almost 1,000 less calories for serving. Instead of having calamari, have lobster, scallions, or shrimp. So look at the calories always. Fried foods are a no-no, no matter if it's a meal or a snack. And it is also necessary to confuse your metabolism. And it's good to alternate foods. So if one day you're having chicken on Monday, then you want to have tuna on Tuesday and beef on Wednesday. So you try to use some variety on your diet. For cooking, you want to use coconut oil or olive oil. Even though coconut oil has a lot of calories, these come from the good fat. And of course, you can always experiment with different kinds of fruit. You can do fruit salads, with watermelon, strawberries, tangerines. Yeah, look at the plate that we have over here. And very simple plate. It will keep you full. Lamb with egg, a little avocado, and some. And I'll guarantee you that will keep you full for most of the day. So you have to become smart. Do your prep if needed during the weekend. Planning is necessary, and it's normally better if you have a schedule. So if you decide to start a diet, have some kind of journal to write things down, and it's always better to have at least a meal plan for 6 weeks, or at least 4 weeks, and go alternating. You can make your own, right? If you want, to not spend so much money, because I know some people say, well, organic foods are really expensive. I used to think that, but now you can go to the flea market and other places, and organic food is not that expensive anymore. Some vegetables might feel you bloated, so stick with green leafy vegetables like kale, collard greens, lettuce. Lettuce is great because it has a lot of water and 0 calories. Tomatoes, make sure if you have problems with eczema, tomatoes might not be good for you. Spinach, fennel, which is great for soups. You can also do soups with all kinds of different, vegetables. And green asparagus, celery. So I hope you're getting a shopping list ready and I'm giving you some ideas. Like I said, I started using also vegetarian, which also they also have meat meals with steak and meals and pasta and whatnot, which is called HelloFresh, and is very helpful sometimes when you don't have time to cook. I'm not going to read over the protein options, but you can see on the list over here that or are lean meat or fish options. We're trying to make sure that you're eating an organic, balanced protein meal, and that you are full when you eat this meal. And so for endomorphs, lobster, scallops, and shrimp and crab are excellent sources of protein. It also helps because most of us are deficient in B12 and B6, and I'm talking about the whole population really, because we're not going out so much in the sun. We have sedentary jobs, and normally people don't consume enough B6 and B12. So you're getting a shot of B12 every time you eat lobster, scallop, shrimp, or crab. So go to your local marina restaurant or beach hut and have some lobster, or even B12. So remember the winning formula. 1 protein plus 1 veggie plus 1 fruit equals 500 to 800 calories. This is just for the very low calorie diet. No breakfast. You can drink water, tea, and coffee all day long. And you can do this for 40 days or 6 weeks. After that, you want to hit a plateau and try to maintain the way that you're on. And then you can eat different kinds of foods and incorporate some of the things, but still stay away from glucose and corn syrup. Hydration, as we said, is the most important thing in a diet. So make sure that you drink enough water, preferable alkaline filtered water bottles. And this is important. Sometimes tap water contains minerals and metals that will add to your weight. And I know this seems silly, but they might add fractions of fat to your weight. The same thing can be said with chemicals inherent in beauty products, nail polishing, or hair coloring, because all those chemicals can alter your body chemistry real fast. Spices are a great thing to add to any vegetables, and lemon juice. We talk about the different uses of lemon juice. You can add lemon juice for any salad or as, to drink as a beverage. In the next video, we're going to talk about exercise and saying goodbye to the course, and I hope you got some good tips. I'll see you then.